Before the tournament, I looked at Group D and said USA first, Turkey second, Paraguay third, Australia fourth, and honestly, that felt reasonable. The USA had a home advantage. Turkey had the most exciting creative talent. Paraguay looked like the annoying defensive team. And Australia looked like the team that could fight, but probably finish last. Well, after Matchday 1, Group D has already slapped that prediction in the face. The USA did not just beat Paraguay, they destroyed them. Australia did not just compete with Turkey, they beat them 2-0. Turkey had 30 shots and somehow scored 0 goals, which is not football anymore, that is performance art. And Paraguay looked less like a compact South American problem and more like a team that accidentally walked into a home World Cup party and got locked inside. So today I'm going to do 3 things. First, I'm going to audit my original prediction. Then I'm going to admit where I was wrong. And finally, I'm going to predict the rest of Group D again based on what these teams actually showed on the pitch. Let's start with USA versus Paraguay. My original prediction was USA 2, Paraguay 1. The actual result was USA 4, Paraguay 1. So yes, I got the winner right. But I did not go far enough. I thought Paraguay would make this ugly. I thought they would defend compactly. I thought they would slow the rhythm, frustrate the USA, and maybe score from a transition or a second ball. Instead, they got smashed. And let's be honest, this was not some heroic Paraguay performance where they lost but showed great resistance. No, they were overwhelmed. They conceded early, they gave away an own goal, they collected yellow cards like they were stamps. And they ended the match with only 1 shot on target. 1! At a World Cup. Against a team whose defense we were supposed to question. That is not compact defensive football. That is just getting bullied while wearing a serious face. The USA, on the other hand, looked much better than expected. They were aggressive, they were vertical, they pressed with purpose, they attacked quickly, and Folarin Balogun looked like exactly the kind of striker this team needed. 2 goals, good movement, sharp finishing, real penalty box presence. That changes the conversation. Because before the tournament, the USA had attacking names. Now they have attacking evidence. Balogun did not just look like a theoretical threat. He punished Paraguay, and that matters. Pulisic was also important before coming off. His movement, his timing, his decision-making helped the USA start fast. But here is the warning. Pulisic's fitness is now a question, and that matters against Australia, because Australia are much better organized than Paraguay were. If Pulisic is not available, the USA still have quality. Reina, Weah, Tillman, McKennie, Balogun, but Pulisic is the player who makes the attack feel more dangerous, more natural, more connected. So the USA are in a great position, but they are not completely safe yet. They beat Paraguay badly, but Australia are not Paraguay. Now let's talk about the match that destroyed my first prediction, Australia versus Turkey. My original prediction was Turkey 2, Australia 1. The actual result was Australia 2, Turkey 0. So yes, I was wrong. Very wrong. Not slightly wrong, not, oh, football is unpredictable wrong. This was a full tactical faceplant. I said Australia were not bad. That part was right. But I still underestimated them. And I definitely overestimated Turkey. Because Australia did exactly what a serious tournament team does. They accepted that Turkey would have the ball. They defended deep, they stayed compact, they protected the box, they fought for second balls, they stayed disciplined. And then, when the chances came, they finished. That is tournament football. Not beautiful, not romantic, not TikTok football, but effective. And Turkey had 71% possession. Turkey had 30 shots. Turkey had 8 shots on target. And Turkey scored 0. That is brutal. When you take 30 shots and score 0 goals, you do not get to say, we were unlucky. At some point, you have to admit the finishing was bad, the decision making was bad, and the attack became predictable. Arda Güler had shots. Çalhanoğlu had shots. Kenan Yildiz came on and had shots. Everybody had shots. Turkey were shooting like the goal was personally insulting them. But Australia's goalkeeper Patrick Beach and that defensive block said, no, not today. And this is where Turkey's biggest problem showed up. They have beautiful names, they have technical players, they have creativity. But creativity without efficiency is just decoration. It looks nice, it does not win matches. Turkey looked like a highlights channel with no final episode. Lots of clips, no result. And now they are under massive pressure. Because they were supposed to fight the USA for first place, now they are fighting to not embarrass themselves. After Matchday 1, the table is USA 3 points, Australia 3 points, Turkey 0 points, Paraguay 0 points. But goal difference matters. The USA are +3, Australia are +2, Turkey are -2, Paraguay are -3. That means the group has completely flipped. The USA are in control, Australia are in a fantastic position, Turkey are already chasing, Paraguay are in serious trouble. And psychologically, the four teams are in completely different places. The USA feel powerful, Australia feel disrespected and dangerous, Turkey feel criticized, fragile and under pressure. Paraguay feel like they just got dragged through the parking lot. The old question was, can Turkey challenge USA? The new question is, can Turkey even catch Australia? And that is a very different video. The next match is USA versus Australia, and this is now the biggest match in the group. Before Matchday 1, I would have said USA should win this clearly. But now, no. Australia have earned respect. They are not just a physical team with vibes and set pieces. They have a plan. They know how to suffer. They know how to defend for long periods. They know how to protect the middle. And they do not panic just because the other team has the ball. That matters against the USA. Because the USA will want to press, attack quickly, and feed the crowd. But if Australia survives the first wave, this can become uncomfortable, especially if Pulisic is not fully fit. Without Pulisic, the USA may still have speed, they may still have Balogun, they may still have Reina and Weah, but they lose some of that clean attacking rhythm. And Australia will try to turn the game into exactly the kind of match the USA do not want. Slow, physical, full of duels, full of crosses, full of moments where the crowd gets frustrated because the game does not open up. But here is why I still lean USA. The USA have more attacking options than Turkey. Turkey had possession and shots, but too many of those shots were not clean enough. The USA looked more direct, more explosive, more dangerous in transition. And if Australia spent another match defending deep for 90 minutes, that is a lot of physical and mental energy. They did it once against Turkey. Can they do it again against the host nation in Seattle with the whole stadium against them? Maybe. But I think the USA find a way. My prediction, USA win. Most likely scores, USA 2, Australia 1, or USA 1, Australia 1. I am choosing USA 2, Australia 1. But this is no longer a comfortable prediction. Australia can absolutely take a point. And if they do, they are suddenly in a very strong position to qualify directly. Now comes the pressure match, Turkey versus Paraguay. And let's be clear, this is basically a final. Both teams lost. Both teams are under pressure. Both teams know that another defeat could destroy their tournament. But the emotional situations are different. Turkey are frustrated because they played a lot of football and got nothing. Paraguay are embarrassed because they got destroyed. That is not the same. Turkey can say, we created chances, we need to be sharper. Paraguay have to say, we conceded 4, got 5 yellow cards, and produced almost nothing. That is a darker conversation. Paraguay's coach can defend his players all he wants, and emotionally maybe that helps, but tactically, Paraguay have problems. They were supposed to be compact, they were not compact enough, they were supposed to be disciplined, 5 yellow cards says hello, they were supposed to frustrate the USA, they got frustrated themselves. And now they have to face Turkey, a team that is desperate and still full of attacking quality. Turkey's problem is not chance creation. Turkey created chances. The problem is finishing, composure, and not turning every attack into a shooting competition. Arda Güler is brilliant, but not every possession needs to become the Arda Güler left foot experience. Çalhanoğlu can control rhythm, but Turkey needs better movement around him. Kenan Yildiz may need a bigger role. And the forwards need to stop treating the goalkeeper like he is a magnet. If Turkey clean up the final decision, they can hurt Paraguay. But if they panic, Paraguay can drag them into a dirty match. Fouls, interruptions, set pieces, anger. That is Paraguay's chance. They need Turkey to lose their minds. but I think Turkey responds. Not beautifully, not calmly, but enough. My prediction, Turkey win. Most likely scores, Turkey 2, Paraguay 1, or Turkey 1, Paraguay 1. I am choosing Turkey 2, Paraguay 1. If Turkey do not win this match, then forget second place. They will be fighting for survival as a third place team. So with these predictions, USA beat Australia, Turkey beat Paraguay, the table after match day becomes USA 6 points, Australia 3 points, Turkey 3 points, Paraguay 0 points. And now the group becomes very interesting. The USA are almost through, Australia are still second, but only because of goal difference. Turkey are alive again. Paraguay are basically hanging from the edge of the cliff with one finger. And the final match day becomes a fight for second place. Australia versus Paraguay, Turkey versus USA. That is where everything gets decided. Final match day, Turkey versus USA. If the USA have 6 points, they do not need to go crazy. A draw probably wins the group, or at least keeps them in a very strong position. Turkey, on the other hand, probably needs something. Maybe even a win, depending on what Australia do against Paraguay. So this is dangerous. Turkey will have to attack, and Turkey attacking with desperation is both exciting and terrifying. Exciting because they have talent, terrifying because they can become wide open. The USA will know this. Pochettino will not need to overcomplicate the match. Stay compact, press at the right moments, use Balogun's movement, use Weah's speed, use Reina or Tillman between the lines. Attack the spaces Turkey leave behind. That is the route. For Turkey, the key is not just creating shots. They already did that. The key is creating better chances, cleaner chances, more patient chances, less frustration. Because if Turkey go behind, they may start forcing everything again, and then the USA can kill them in transition. I think Turkey fight. I think they score. They have too much quality to go through 3 group matches without doing damage. But I do not trust their defensive balance enough to beat the USA. My prediction, draw. Most likely scores, Turkey 1, USA 1, or USA 2, Turkey 1. I am choosing 1-1. The USA managed the game. Turkey survived, but they do not get the big win they wanted. The other final match is Paraguay versus Australia. And this is now huge. For Australia, the equation is simple. Win and they probably qualify directly. Draw and they probably still have a strong chance. Lose and suddenly things get dangerous. For Paraguay, this is survival. If they lose their first 2 matches, they need to beat Australia. No excuses, no heroic speeches, no protect the players, no we are warriors, just win. But here is the problem. Australia are exactly the kind of team Paraguay do not want to face when Paraguay need to chase. Australia are comfortable defending, they are comfortable suffering, they are comfortable making the game ugly, they are good in the air, they are disciplined, and after beating Turkey, they have belief. Paraguay, meanwhile, are built to be annoying from a stable position. They are not built to chase a tournament. If Paraguay have to open up, Australia can hurt them. And if Paraguay start fouling again, they can destroy themselves. Against the USA, Paraguay had 5 yellow cards. That cannot happen again. You cannot fight your way through a World Cup group if every defensive action looks like a warning label. Australia will not dominate the ball. They probably will not play beautiful football, but they do not care. They will defend, they will attack set pieces, they will look for one transition, and they will make Paraguay prove they can actually create. I am not convinced Paraguay can. My prediction, Australia win. Most likely scores, Paraguay 0, Australia 1, or Paraguay 1, Australia 1. I am choosing Australia 1, Paraguay 0. Ugly, physical, stressful, very Australian. So here is my updated Group D prediction. Before the tournament, I had USA first, Turkey second, Paraguay third, Australia fourth. After matchday 1, I am changing that. My updated final table is USA first with 7 points, Australia second with 6 points, Turkey third with 4 points, Paraguay fourth with 0 points. Yes, Australia second, Turkey third. Paraguay fourth, that is the big change. And honestly, Australia deserve it. They beat Turkey, they defended like adults, they stayed disciplined, they did not collect stupid yellow cards, they took their chances, that is not luck, that is tournament football. Turkey still have enough quality to get 4 points, and 4 points could still get them into the round of 32 as a third place team. But direct qualification, after losing 2-0 to Australia, they made that much harder. They can blame pressure, they can blame criticism, they can talk about being young, fine, but at some point, score a goal. 30 shots and 0 goals is not unlucky, it is a warning sign. As for Paraguay, I am dropping them to 4th. Before the tournament, I thought Paraguay could be the annoying 3rd place team. After matchday 1, I do not trust them. They looked emotional, they looked undisciplined, they looked too limited in attack. And when your main identity is defensive toughness, conceding 4 in the opener is not exactly a great advertisement. So in my first prediction, I was right about one thing. The USA were the best bet to win the group. But I was wrong about the rest. I was too generous to Turkey, I was too respectful of Paraguay's defensive reputation, and I underestimated Australia. The big story of Group D is no longer, can Turkey challenge USA? The story is now, can Turkey recover after Australia exposed them? Because Australia are not just alive, they are in position to qualify directly. The USA looks strong, Australia looks serious. Turkey look talented but wasteful. Paraguay look like they need a reset button. So my updated prediction is USA first, Australia second, Turkey third, Paraguay fourth. Now tell me in the comments, was Australia's win a one-game shock? Or are they actually going to steal second place from Turkey?